What's new in SmartCAM 2025? Well, let's start with new regenerative containers. Much like the process containers, these tools, these custom panels are contained in a container that can be recalled and regenerated and accepted. Tools like rectangle and polygon, obrown, there's others. But let's say for this model, let's create some stock for it. I've set it up so that the stock layer is 900. So let's go to CAD layer 900, and we'll make the prototype at 0, and let's create user element rectangle. And let's start our start corner here, and then I'm just going to make it wrong. I'm going to make the other corner out here somewhere. And you can see that that stock is going to be too big. But if we look, the rectangles in the past have consisted of 4 lines. So now I need to edit this rectangle. In order to do that, in the past, I would have to edit all 4 lines. The end of this, both the X and Y, all 4 lines. But now all I have to do is right-click, container, and then recall this. And then I can snap the corner to where it's supposed to be, regen it, and then accept it. And it's just like a process container. So now let's talk about event ops. Event ops are step that has no tool associated with it. It's still output in code, but it calls no tool change. So it can be put anywhere, and they can be moved around, and they can be reused in across other steps. And it won't call a tool change. So you can do like this Z check, for instance. You can do that Z check in several different places after different tools, and it doesn't call a tool change. It just assumes whatever tool is active at the time. It's kind of handy for this sort of thing. I've used it here for doing a machine stop, and then to check the Z level, and then it'll spot drill the 2 holes, and then it'll let you check the hole positions, so you can check the Z and then the X and the Y's on this. So, but if we look at one of these in the planner, well, let's add one first. So we'll add, and then if you change the op category to an event operation, so if you change the op category to an event op, the tool part of it goes away. And then let's look at like the hole check. You can see that the tool tab is dimmed. And then you can give these events some amount of time. I've given half a minute to check the whole location in whatever time you want. The event names are customizable, and but let's go ahead and code this. I have my code generator set up with a @z check and an @hole check. And what it does is it'll output a space. It'll go to the X and Y position, and then go to the Z check, and then it'll output an M00. And then when it hits the hole check sections, it outputs the space. The same thing, the X, Y position, Z check, and then a move with the check the hole position. So if we code this, an open code file, you can see that it starts off with a Z check. So it'll wrap it to the center of the part, and then wrap it to Z0, and then it'll have you check the Z position. And then it'll go through and spot drill the 2 holes. And then it actually does the tool change. And then it comes down here and rapids to the far hole. And then it'll check the hole position, and then it'll wrap it to the nearest hole. and check for the whole position. All that because I've named these user events with a section name. These can be also named literally. Let me modify this. And these can be named literally. I've named it at zcheck. You can output a literal event text, just like any other user event. And then also be sure to check the help, what's new. And then if you look like into the customization features, we have the recall container for whatever panel that you're working on for the regenerative containers that we talked about first. Other things, issues to note, and all that. But that's what's new in 2025. Thanks for watching.